Hey, welcome back to Reading the Bible Together. We're closing out the week with Pastor Joe. I'm Pastor Matt. Today we're jumping into Matthew 25. Gonna read, gonna ask those questions. What's going on? What does it mean? And what are you gonna do today? But Pastor Joe, take it away.
Thank you. Chapter 25. At that time, the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish and 5 were wise. The foolish ones took their lamps, but did not take any oil with them. The wise, however, took oil in jars along with their lamps. The bridegroom was a long time in coming, and they all became drowsy and fell asleep. At midnight, the cry rang out, "The bridegroom is here. Come out to meet him." Then all of them woke up and trimmed their lamps. The foolish ones said to the wise, "Give us some of your oil. Our lamps are going out." "No," they replied, there may not be enough for both us and you. Instead, go to those who sell oil and buy some for yourselves." But while they were on their way to go buy the oil, the bridegroom arrived. Those who were ready went with him to the wedding banquet, and the door was shut. Later the others came and said, Sir, open the door for us." But he replied, "I tell you the truth, I don't know you. Therefore keep watch, because you never know the day or the hour."
For it will be like a man going on a journey, who called his servants and entrusted to them his property. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. He who had received the 5 talents went at once and traded with them and made 5 talents more. So also he who had 2 talents made 2 talents more. But he who had received the 1 talent went and dug the ground and hid his master's money. Now, after a long time, the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. And he who had received the 5 talents came forward, bringing 5 talents more, saying, "Master, you have delivered to me 5 talents. Here, I've made 5 talents more." And his master said, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master." And he also said to the 2 talents, came forward, saying, "Master, you delivered to me 2 talents. See, I've made 2 talents more." And his master said to him, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master." And he also, who had received the 1 talent, came forward, saying, "Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you scattered no seed. So I was afraid, and I went and I hid your talent in the ground. Here, have what is yours." But his master answered him, "You wicked and slothful servant. You knew that I reap where I have not sown, and gather where I scattered no seed. Then you ought to have at least invested my money with the bankers, and at my coming I should have received what was my own with interest. So take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. For to the one who has, more will be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the worthless servant into the outer darkness. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth."
When the Son of Man comes in all of his glory and all the angels with him, he will sit on his throne in the heavenly glory, and all the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate the people one from another, as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will put the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. And then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, to take your inheritance, the kingdom that's been prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you as a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go visit you?" And the king will reply, "I tell you the truth, whatever you did for the one that is the least of these my brothers, you did also for me."
And then he will say to those on the left, "Depart from me, you cursed, into the eternal fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you did not welcome me. Naked, and you did not clothe me. sick and in prison, and you did not visit me. Then they also will answer, saying, Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or naked or sick or in prison and did not minister to you? And then he will answer them, saying, Truly I say to you, as you did not do it to one of the least of these, you did not do it to me. And these will go away into eternal punishment, but the righteous into eternal life. Well,
Wow.
chapter 25, Pastor Joe, a lot of parables, some final judgment talk from Jesus.
Yep.
What's standing out to you in the chapter?
Well, again, always remember the flow of the story, right?
Yep.
And this whole week we've been looking at parables that have been pointing us towards that time when Jesus is going to come back and what's going on in the meantime. And this reminder, again, to be ready, right? We read it began, chapter 25 began with this, the 10, in my translation, the 10 virgins, right, who are waiting for the bridegroom, which just sounds so crazy.
Yeah.
But again, it's the reminder of you don't know that when it's going to happen. You got to be ready. Jesus is going to arrive back when we're least expecting it.
Yep.
He doesn't want us to be caught off guard. He wants us to know that when we think he's not coming, that's probably when he's coming.
Right, yeah. And I think that mindset of like prepare for the work, do the work, and then get assessed in the work is kind of the flow of the chapter as I'm reading it. Like there is stuff to do. God has told us what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Are we doing it?
Are we doing
right?
it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So what's that meaning in chapter 25 for you, knowing that it's preparatory and it's doing it and it's responding to it?
Yeah. It really, you get into the sheep and the goat separation, right? And people get so attached to the judgment. Now, that's true. But what is happening, what's being done, right, in that moment? It is people who are living their day and their life, and they're not thinking about, well, I've got to go do this good thing because Jesus told me to be good, right? That's not it at all. He's talking about this. He's given us this picture of people who have formed their life around this idea that I'm just going to do for others what God has done for me, and that might mean bringing food. It might mean showing up at a car that's broken on the side of the road. It might be being on time to your kids' basketball practice, so they're not all sitting there saying, "Hey, where's Dad?"
Yeah.
Or "Where's your dad?" Or "Why isn't he here yet?" Right? It's all those little things that when we're treating people as though and as being the image of Christ in them, right? Even if they don't know Jesus, we're treating them as though they know Jesus and they're a follower of Jesus because that's how Jesus has treated us.
I love that. And so what are you going to do today, Joe, having read Matthew 25?
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm going to remind myself that in the midst of my busyness, in the midst of the craziness, in the midst of the world around me, there are individual people that need to be loved. They need to hear about the love that Jesus has for them. They don't need to know and hear about all the bad things that are happening in our world. They know all about that, right? People are not my project. My job is to love people, right? And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to love people today. I'm going to love people in spite of their behavior. I'm going to love people in spite of their attitude towards me.
Yeah, I love that. And I think for me, I'm going to make sure that I have a proper understanding of who God is, right? Like He's the one who is teaching what to do, how to do it, to start with love. If it's not love, it's not from Him. So I think that's what I'm going to redouble up a little today. But we'd love to hear from you as we're closing out Matthew 25 today. What are you doing today? What's the meaning in the text to you? What's sticking out to you? It might be different. We don't talk about it all.
That's right.
Because it's not an hour-long podcast. So, but drop those in the comments, send us an email, or talk to us in person. But hey, Pastor Joe, thanks so much for joining us this week.
Thanks for having me. This has been a lot of fun. I can't wait to be with all of you again. And hopefully I get to see a bunch of you this coming Sunday at church.
All right. See ya.
Have a great week.